What's good, guys? Welcome to another episode of Bros and Cons, the show where opinion is law.
Only because we say so, though.
Exactly. This is, as usual, I am Iron. This is
Retrospect.
Yep, and we're about to bring it to you for another top 5 of some controversial topics. No, I'm just playing. But we're going to get some debate starting in the comments. We can already tell because we know that y'all watch this show and y'all watch it because y'all disagree. But it's okay. So, top 5. Today, we're going over top 5 non-skip albums. Like, best non-skip albums. Meaning something that you can listen to all the way through without skipping a single song. Right?
That's right.
Now, this is controversial because there's going to be a lot of songs, albums that are supposed to be on here or might be on here, whatever you want to say. However, if you can skip a song, it doesn't belong on this list.
And most importantly, this is just opinion, not law. You know what I'm saying? We know certain albums
but
definitely.
Opinion is law because we say so.
This is true. Paradox.
Exactly. Opinion does not have to be facts to everybody. Everybody's entitled to their own wrong opinion. So, what we're going to say is we're going to start it off. Top 5. What you guys number 5, bro?
And as usual, I don't commit stuff to memory, so I'm going on my phone.
Phone series.
My number 5 is Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On."
Ooh, classic album.
Timeless. I can let that album play straight through. I mean, the vocals. This dude was doing stuff with his vocals like artists didn't start doing until like later on. His layers was just like pioneer, man, for sure. And then to be on a record label where it's like, this is how you make a hit. It has to sound like this, and defy everything.
We're gonna make it sound like this, and we're still gonna make it.
And just talk about things that's still relevant to this day. Yeah, that's my number 5. Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On."
Much like you, my number 5 is also R&B kind of album. So I grew up on R&B, so my number 5 is "I Just Wanna Sing" by Musiq Soulchild.
Nice.
Solid album. If I would have knew the girl next door would have been you. That's like the title track on there because it was the single.
Oh, that she was saying that, like, bro, what are you talking about?
Ain't even no girls in the room, bro.
You watch
My baby. So, you know, it was a solid album start to finish. My favorite love song of all time is number 4 on the album, and it's great. So, Ty, that's 5. What you guys number 4, bro?
Alright, my number 4 probably have to be another R&B album, Voodoo from D'Angelo.
Voodoo, 90s.
I know, honestly, that could be number 1. These next 4 songs, like, could easily be my number 1. But, like, Voodoo is just, like, every song flows into the next.
Was that what Brown Sugar was on?
No, that's the Brown Sugar album.
Okay.
Voodoo had How Does It Feel?
How does it feel?
Exactly. Devil's Pie.
Had everybody trying to get abs.
Everyone.
Because of D'Angelo.
Embrace. Unfortunately, all we had was the gap too.
Right. That's it, man. We tried. We didn't have the muscle to match it though. But it's cool. It's cool.
Or the vocal abilities, but enough you know about it. What's your number 4?
Alright, number 4 is actually probably the most recent album on this list. It's Handle with Care by Natalie Lauren. Came out in 2020. The whole album is a vibe. It's R&B. If you like R&B and neo soul, this is where it is at. Everything is great on that album, start to finish. Listened to it probably over 100 times, and it's only been out for a year. So, well, actually less than a year. It came out in like July of 2020. So, yeah.
If you like those artists or singers, songwriters, Natalie's definitely.
Natalie Lauren is, man, great singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
So, that's 4. What you got for 3, bro?
And we're swimming right through this. Alright, my number 3 would have to be The Low End Theory, A Tribe Called Quest. Classic bebop, you know what I'm saying?
That's an honorable mention for me, but it's a solid album.
It didn't make your list?
It did make my list. It almost made the list. Almost. It was this close.
Sheesh. Alright.
I'm gonna just be real with you.
My introduction to Tribe would have to be the Wayans Brothers intro with electrical relaxation. I mean, just the vibe of Tribe is just so smooth and jazz, and it's completely like it fit into like my childhood and what I was hearing and the energy that I like pick up from my parents and stuff like that. So like Tribe Called Quest, easily number 3. What's yours?
See, when making my list, I had to go off of, because there's so many albums, so I had to go off of like, what did I sing along with?
Yeah, like when you knew the words.
Like when I knew the words to, and like when it came down to Low End Theory, there was only a few tracks that I was rapping along with, like Electronic Relaxation, Can I Kick It? There's only a few songs that I was like really with, but a lot of them I wasn't,
Yeah.
So I had to skip. But number 3 on my list is Instruments of Mercy by Beautiful Eulogy.
That's my honorable mention.
Amazing album.
Amazing.
Man, listening to it, you're like, yo, what did they go through to make something like this?
Yo.
Like, jeez,
Side note, I cried on the bus when I heard that. I was like on worship, like, Lord, I'm a terrible person. Like,
and it's not a worship album. It is Christian hip hop, but it's like worship rap, so to speak. It's a solid, beautifully done album, and everything on it like just speaks to your soul.
It does.
Like,
if you have one still.
Facts. So that's why it's number 3 on my list, man. What you got is 2.
All right. Number 2 for me is The Pimp a Butterfly from Kendrick Lamar.
I knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming. I mean, like, such a dense album. This has layers of complexity, layers of just all kinds of stuff. And then, like, the classic bebop feel, but then they have live instrumentation on there, especially for some LA artists like Thundercat, exactly. And just, like, I could have a whole video about how good that album is in and of itself, but
So internet, don't kill me, but I still have not heard that album.
I mean,
Butterfly.
He just doesn't listen to mainstream.
I'm not really a mainstream album kind of person. That's just how I am. But
he turned into that. That's why the other songs.
I admire Kendrick Lamar's lyrical ability.
Yeah.
Solid artist.
Amazing.
That I can give you, and I can say that because I heard songs on the radio. But that's that. So number 2 for me. This goes back for a few years back. So, LV Envy by Jay Gibbons. Classic album. It is Christian hip hop, and he literally raps circles around people. Like, no joke. Dude is just ridiculous. And it's like, I don't do this style of rap, but I enjoy his style of rap because you have to go back to it and be like, wait, what did he say?
Like, is that what he meant?
That's what he meant. Like,
oh man, like when you can go on an album and then like still pick up things once you hear it again, that's how you know that artist.
Years later.
I mean, hopefully it's not years later, but yeah, if it's years later, that's even more like, power to the writer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, that's dope.
Songs like Stop Requested, man.
Songs like all of them.
All of them.
The whole album's no skip.
Alright, so before we get to number 1, we gotta hit that honorable mentions, right?
Alright, my honorable mentions, I'm just gonna give y'all 2 because honestly I gotta have a whole top 10 list of honorable mentions. Man. But this album has definitely influenced like how I try to write. Illmatic from Nas. Classic album, solid 10 songs. Even though the first one's just an intro and there's no rapping on it. But nonetheless, it's still amazing. When you hear that drums and that piano roll from Whose World Is This? Come on.
Yeah.
You can get into a zone. And then this next one, I'm sure you guys don't know unless you're real underground. Incandescent by this artist named Versus with an IS. Yo, if you don't know, I'll put like some kind of thing on my cameraman, put a little thing right there, like Versus. He doesn't have an @ because he's not on Instagram because he's that underground.
Right.
You know what
Mad
I'm
respect
saying?
to the cameraman.
Shout out to John Calvary, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys are gonna see the little thing. So,
Yeah.
what's your number 2?
So,
I mean, your 2 honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Yes. So, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Good album. It's just knowing what I know now about the album, and that the whole album was basically about Wyclef, if you didn't know. There's a few songs that I'm like, I can't vibe with this. I'm good. I'll skip, Another honorable mention is B by Common. Classic album, hip hop to the core, and I was a big Common fan, And it has probably one of the most incredible musical intros to an album that I've ever heard. Like, everything came together perfectly in just all kind of sounds. But yeah. So we hit number 1, right?
Alright, my number 1. So my number 1 is this artist I used to listen to back when I was a teenager. His name is Atmosphere, and this album's called When Life Gives You Lemons. Paint that gold. Love that album. Like, classic. This was the emo rapper before emo rap was a thing. Like, before the Kid Cudis, before the Drakes, before all that. Atmosphere was that guy. He was like not the cool guy. He's the awkward dude that you relate to, because I wasn't the cool guy. So if you're anything not like the cool guy, like me, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna like him. It's super dope. He has other albums and EPs too. I suggest you check him out.
And I think that's probably one of the most creative names for an album I've heard in a very long time.
Paint it gold, you know what I'm saying? Make the most of it.
Gold, yo. Life gives you lemons, paint it gold. Like, yo, make it worth more. Got you. So, for me, taking it way back.
Way back.
Number one on my list is College Dropout by Kanye West. Till this day, even the skips on the album still go. They're still hilarious, even the skits.
Yo.
Like, man.
Yo, well, hold on. All right, so what I need you to do right now, cameraman, show my list right here, cut out Low End Theory and put what he just said, like, right there. I need that to be my number 3. All right, College Dropout.
College Dropout. So, College Dropout had so much in it, and it was just like, man, like everything, and the fact that it was just like the raw thing. Like, if you listen to it nowadays, like, if you have like high quality headphones, you can hear that Kanye kind of punched in a lot on that first album, but it was still dope. You know, like just the raw ethic, the fact that he really had like a tribe kind of feel for his music, the fact that he was really saying stuff, and everything that he said was memorable to this day. You know, like, man, like the line and I forgot the name of the last song on the album.
Last Call.
Last Call. Yeah. So he was like, man. He was like, oh my God, is that a black card? I turn around and reply, why yes, but I prefer the term African American Express. Bars, bro. Like ridiculous bars the whole album through, bro. Like, yeah, solid album from start to finish, man. But that is our top 5 non-skip albums. Let us know in the comments what your top 5 non-skip albums are, because as mentioned, not everything that mentioned is honorable, not everything honorable is mentioned. You know? Always make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell, turn on notifications, comment, share, like, and we'll be back with you guys soon.
Yes, sir.